What's going on, Sip Sip? Thanks for coming back to Sip Smoke and Share. So now T.I.P., Mr. T.I., the rubber band man, done got under the church's skin. Yeah, T.I. say, I don't connect with church. I connect with the word. Why would T.I. say something stupid like that? Well, T.I. said that he don't connect with the church is because y'all running the church like a business. Yeah, I'm talking to my pimp player pastors out there. Y'all know who you are, and y'all know what y'all do in the name of the Lord. Yeah, you being sneaky, you being manipulative, you being, you being self-service, self-righteous. You building your pot, your gold pot, your pocketbook. Yeah, you manipulating people. So recently, T.I. did an interview with Kirk Franklin. You know, little itty bitty Kirk Franklin. Yeah, so he did an interview with Kirk Franklin, and they were talking about church. And T.I. said that he doesn't connect with the church. Why? He don't connect with the church because he feels like the church is being ran like a business. And so, having been in church since I was little, I can understand. I've been to a lot of churches here in the Houston area. I've been to churches in other cities, but Houston, or not Houston, but the church, I have to agree partly with T.I. because, hey, the church has replaced the power of God with programs. Yeah, we got a lot of programs, but we lack the power of God. You understand? We lack those things like compassion, and all that kind of stuff. We turn this thing into a show. Going to church is like going to the club. You got to be dressed to the T. Jesus say, come as you are. Well, why y'all putting on all that goddamn makeup? Why you putting on all them lashes? Why you dressed that goddamn tight? Damn, sister. I mean, first lady, yeah. Why you got all that shit on your face? Looking like a cake. Yeah, but the church looks like a club. People going there to network and to holler at gals and to look at the men. You understand what I'm saying? I can see why T.I. says that. And then let's not get into the pimp player pastor manipulation aspect of it. You understand what I'm saying? It's time to give. Yeah, why are we taking 3 and 4 offerings? Why is it that we want to single out everybody? When it's time to give an offering, to tithe this a 10th. But what we do in the church, in the black church, is that we single those out and it's a manipulation thing. And if it's not, why not give without the manipulation? If it's time for offering, just leave your offering as you come in the door. Let's not have the offering and everybody walk. Or what they do at some of the churches, if you're a tither, stand up and hold your offering up. That's a manipulation. That ain't nothing more than manipulation. Oh, well, we want to bless God. We want God to bless it. God is going to bless it by you giving it. When you intend in your heart and you take your check or you take your cash, that's the moment that God understands that your heart is right. Not because I done brought my ass in the church and nailed up an envelope. That ain't got shit to do with nothing. That's show. That's manipulation. Yeah, that's what that is. They want to humiliate those that aren't giving. So they feel pressured to give so they can stand with the crowd. That's all that is. And if you don't think so, then let's talk about it. That's why T.I. don't connect with the church, because it's a business. They out here pimping people. You understand what I'm saying? Be one of these people that done gave your money to this church for 40 years and then have a need for $1,000 and watch how hard it is for you to get, some money back in return. After you done paid $40,000, you done been at this church for 40 years. Done damn near gave $400,000 to this church over the years. And if you had a hard time and need something, they're going to be hard pressed to give your ass $25 money order. Well, why you ain't managing your money? Well, shit, if I was managing it, if I wasn't giving you money, I could have paid my damn light bill. But y'all better wise up and look and see what's going on. These pastors, pimp player pastors, don't believe the shit that they read, half of it. Because if they did, they would move different. They would act different. You would act different. You need to understand that Jesus said, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'm there in the midst. But y'all gathered in the name of foolishness. Not in the name of Jesus, baby. You know, yeah. Oh, I thought a speaker tongue said something. Yeah, y'all, this is foolishness. It's hype. It's a show. You know, you understand what I'm saying? They gotta hype you because that same rhythm, that boom, 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 that's that same rhythm that they play in the club at night. That same rhythm that gets you bouncing. That's the same thing that the church does. So, you know, let's not misunderstand what it is, because half the stuff we do in churches can't be found in the Bible. And then y'all wonder why. There's a story about a man that went to the church and left his phone on ring, and the phone started ringing during prayer. The pastor called him out. The deacons called him out after church. His wife called him out. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody called this man out because he left his ringer. He made an accident. This same man felt that shit and went to the bar that night and was feeling so uptight and so tense. When the bartender gave him a bill, he was drinking it, and he sat it on the counter and he dropped it. And he looked stunned and amazed, and the bartender said, "Don't worry about that. Let me get you another one." The guy came out of the back with a mop and cleaned up the glass. And the other guy came over and said, "Hey man, let me buy you a drink. Matter of fact, what's going on with you? Let me give you a hug." Now this is in the bar. "Let me give you a hug." "Oh man, why I dropped my, don't worry about it. It was a mistake. We've all been there." So the man made a choice. I'm going to go to the place where I get the love. I get the forgiveness. I get some understanding. So the man found himself, instead of going to church, he started going to the goddamn bar. Yeah. Let that soak in. Let that, I know it done went over some of your heads, but that's okay. Cut some of that weave off so you can receive what I'm saying. Sip, sip. Hey, y'all have a good day. And know that I feel somewhat like T.I. It's a fucking game out here. Pimp player pastors is playing. There's a few of them out here that ain't playing, but most of y'all playing. Y'all playing church because y'all getting paid. Y'all want to be superstars and shit. Sip, sip.